can take it back. But reality is that we can't.
Every punch, every stomp, every slap.
That I could do more than just use my words to express my sorrow and remorse.
Aaron Guerrero and Sierra Halseth were given life sentences with the possibility of release after 22 years for killing Halseth's father in April 2021. One of the charges they were found guilty of was open murder. The other charge was credit card theft. The sentence was part of a deal to keep Aaron Guerrero, who was 18 at the time of the crime, from getting the death penalty. Guerrero and Halseth were caught in Utah on April 9 after Halseth's father's body was found in a fire.
Guilty or not guilty? Not guilty. Not guilty.
During the court case, Halseth read a letter to the judge that said her father had sexually abused her and harassed her, calling him a drug addict and a pedophile. Guerrero said in his statement that he felt bad about killing Daniel Halseth and told the victim's family he didn't deserve to die in such a horrible way. It was found that the two suspects stabbed Daniel Halseth more than 70 times, put his body in a sleeping bag, and used a chainsaw and a circle saw to try to cut it up before setting it on fire. Soon after, the body was found in the garage of his house near Durango and Alto roads. According to Lieutenant Ray Spencer of the homicide section of the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, the father had just told his daughter that he did not want her to date Guerrero.
Back to our YouTube channel after Day 3 after murdering somebody.
Wow! Don't put that on camera.
A video of the two teens making fun of the murder also got around. In it, Guerrero can be heard saying, "Welcome back to our YouTube channel. 3 days after murdering someone." That made Halseth say, "Wow, don't record that."
To show me that kind of mercy and that kind of compassion the way you guys have. And I'm so damn grateful for you guys.
A guy who was 15 years old when he killed his parents and 3 brothers in New Mexico was given a life sentence with the chance of release on Friday. This case has shown how limited mental health help for young criminals can be. Nehemia Grigo, 22, received an order from Judge Elisa Hart after his attorney requested a sentence that would allow him to continue receiving treatment while on probation. On the other hand, Hart had already decided that Grigo could not be helped as a child. She said again on Friday that probation wasn't a choice because if Griego got out of treatment, it would have put the city at an unacceptable level of risk of violence. She said that his case showed the boundaries of the court system for young criminals who have made some progress in state-run care, but not enough to be freely released back into society by age 21. What the court needs right now to find a balance between what is best for the community and what is best for Griego does not exist as a resource, she wrote. Stephen Taylor, a lawyer for the defense, said the ruling was unfortunate. Over the years,
it's in the interest of both the family and Nehemiah to have an amenability hearing where we can, in a better forum, in a more appropriate forum, explore these issues related to his mental state.
He had said that Griego's brain had been damaged by being abused and not getting enough food as a kid. He said, "It didn't have to turn out this way. We wouldn't be here today if our state could really do a better job of taking care of our kids." Bernalillo County officers caught Griego, who was 15 years old at the time, and charged him with killing his family in their Albuquerque home in 2013 while using guns that were stored in his parents' closet. The shocking details of the killings came to light after Griego was arrested.
Fired 4 or 5 times. Did you fire again after he was on the ground? Yeah, I shot her. Grabbed her face.
Griego is accused of shooting his mother in her bedroom while she was asleep, according to the police. After that, he murdered his sister Jael, who was 5 years old, his brother Zephaniah, who was 9 years old, and his sister Angelina, who was 2 years old. In the past, Griego, his father, was a member of a gang. However, he is now a preacher. Due to the fact that he was volunteering at a shelter for the homeless, he had not been at home for the most of the night. Due to the fact that his son ran into him as he was returning home, he was the final person to pass away. According to a security guard at the Griego family's church, which is one of the largest churches in Albuquerque, The little kid had spent the most of the next day there before he was taken into custody. Griego confessed to the charges of child abuse and second-degree murder in 2015.
Can't sleep. I had a hard time sleeping. So what'd you do when you went in your sister's room? You know, I completely turned off my conscience. I really did. You know, I just let the beats come out.
Which resulted in the death of a child. For Griego to be eligible for parole, he must first spend a minimum of 30 years in jail on allegations of child abuse that resulted in the death of the child. In addition, and in accordance with the direction of the court, he will be sentenced to 7 years in jail for the crime of second-degree murder in connection with the deaths of his parents. Even though he has spent roughly the same length of time, he will get credit for his time served. A spokesman for the Bernalillo County District Attorney's Office, named Michael Patrick, sent out an email in which she claimed, "Now that this defendant will no longer threaten the safety of our community, we should turn our attention to helping those who have been directly affected by his tragedy." According to him, the attorneys have expressed satisfaction with the punishment, despite the fact that they had advocated for Griego to get 3 consecutive life sentences in addition to an additional 30 years, which would have meant that he would never be free again.
It is hereby the judgment and sentence of the court that as to both counts 1 and 2, the defendant be sentenced to life without the possibility of parole.
A judge in Florida gave a man life in jail without the chance of release Thursday after he was charged with killing his parents before throwing a party at their house. Judge Robert R. Makemson reportedly handed down 2 life sentences to Tyler Hadley and said that the deaths were brutal, disgusting, and calculated. This information was reported by the Associated Press. According to the allegations, Hadley murdered his parents, Mary Jo and Blake Hadley, in July of 2011 when he was just 17 years old. After that, he threw a party at their house in Fort Pierce, Florida, with perhaps 60 guests, all the while his parents were sleeping in their bedroom. During the evening of the party, Hadley allegedly informed a friend about the murders and then showed the buddy the corpses. This is according to the police. Next, the friend's call to the authorities. Hadley was apprehended the next day.
That was happening. I know it was taking a toll on her. It was keeping her up at night. I would come home from being at somebody's house or something, and my mom would be sitting in the computer chair just waiting for Tyler to come home.
The court determined that Hadley lied when he claimed that he heard voices, despite the fact that the evidence suggests that Hadley may have concerns with his mental health. A statement made by his brother, Ryan Hadley, described him as a pathological liar.
I'm sorry to my brother, my grandparents, the rest of my family, and my parents' friends.
The first-degree murder accusations that were brought against Hadley were rejected by him.